Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Only one sport left, and then we can move on to something else, whatever that is, which includes, of course, catching the remaining sages. I can sort of imagine Looker looking at his watch and going, oh, what's taking him so long? Well, Looker, it really shows that it's not you that has to go through all these nasty high-level trainers, because, seriously, I need the levels, so this is why I decided to come here first, before taking on anything else. So, double battle, and we're opposed to a Bouffaland and a Stoutland. So, I am going to focus fire on Bouffaland since it's by far the biggest threat here. Am I going to kill it? Yes! High jump kick in Mian Shao's hands. Absolutely wrecks faces. It sort of surprises me every time. In fact, imprisoned? Really? Who's gonna give their Zekrom Imprison exactly? What a waste of a move. It could have gone to something else. Anyway, oh wow, didn't even do half damage, and this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. Oh, I lived! I just barely lived. This is awesome. Without those extra few levels I got from training in here, I probably would have died. Of course, Drain Punch is the best choice to recover some of that lost HP, especially since, well, High Jump Kick would have been complete overkill. So, that leaves only one double battle left in this Sports Dome mini-series, I guess I could call it. Of course, I'm going to need to change my lead to something else, because even with that Drain Punch, Mian Shao is still fairly weak. So I don't really want to take any chances opposing it to something that's faster and can potentially obliterate it, though we already fought all the Whimsicots that could be fought in the Sports Dome with the last video. So, I went with Dragonite because, well, I don't know, I have a gut feeling that it's going to be really useful, and I was right, actually. I was sort of thinking, you know, because I always tend to think that Masquerain is like Bug Water because Surskit is, but then they had to evolve it into the most bland dual typing imaginable. Seriously, how many Bug Flyings do we have now? A lot. Way too many. That's the answer. We could have Yanmega and not need anything else. Bouffaland? Well, Mian Shao just one-shot one of these with High Jump Kick. I could go with Drain Punch, but I'm really not confident that this will be enough for the one-hit KO with Drain Punch, even though the extra HP really could help. And yeah, Bouffaland goes down. It was just a matter of getting High Jump Kick to hit, which is, well, at this point, it's just a prayer. Since I haven't seen any swarms on Route 14 as of yet. Really hoping I'll get one soon, because like I could really use a wide lens on that thing. And guess what? We are running into our first repeat battle in the Sports Domes. I remember this Miss Magius. It really loved using Astonish and not much else. But yeah, the fact that we only now start running into repeats just goes to show you just how many potential trainers that there can be in this place, and just how much of a hassle it would be to fight them all and to record them all. So, well, at least I got to show you the one that I really want to show you, even though it was a fairly boring battle. I just find it humorous that they would stick a trainer with all 5 vendor trash normal type Pokemon in a place that's teeming with Pokemon that can potentially kick your ass. And Gothitelle is absolutely no threat to Tyranitar. I checked. It definitely does not learn Focus Blast. And yes, I know I'm mentioning Focus Blast an awesome lot when talking about Tyranitar, but seriously, if you go in this place not worrying at all about quadruple weaknesses and the potential that they have of appearing on each Pokemon, you're doing it wrong! And I think this one is a repeat repeat as well. At least that line tells me something. He's got 5 Pokemon Elite. Well, yeah, it's a repeat. It's that one guy who had 5 fully evolved bug Pokemon. By the way, that Scizor that he's got does not have Bullet Punch. In fact, it doesn't even have Technician. It has Swarm, and it also has Feint. Yeah, it's Feint that he's got. Feint, of course, in Generation 5 has been changed. It now always works and acts like a 30 power extreme speed with the added effect of breaking through Protect, Detect, and I think Endure as well. I'm not too sure on Wide Guard and Quick Guard, though. So, anyway, I guess I can go with Tyranitar against Scolipede. I mean, it's just a Scolipede. It's not the most dangerous thing ever, even though, you know, it probably has a bug-type move like, I don't know, X-Scissor, probably? Or maybe not. Why it went for Double Edge, I have no idea. Does it even have a bug move at all? Because at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. The thing about... Well, I guess now we won't know if it's got anything better than Double Edge against Tyranitar, because the thing is that in the sports stadiums there are very few things that are off limits. You can see TMs, you can see egg moves, whereas in other places, like we're going to be returning to places like the Dream Yard and such, and those trainers that are in those areas typically only use level-up moves. So in a way, those sports stadiums trainers are more threatening because they can have just about any move that they can learn, even moves that a human player would never consider using, and also Pokemon that human players would never consider using, such as Cricketune. So I'm just going to be using Fly on this one. I don't think it's got anything to prevent it from dying a horrible, horrible death. Of course, Sandstorm damage, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Die, 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 you stupid, useless fucker, you. Die! Thank you! So, I guess the last one is going to be the Scizor. Just like before, I don't have any fire moves. That's something that I'm going to be working on for the White 2 Let's Play. I'm planning on using Volcarona for that one, so that I can at least kill all those quadruple weak to fire things a lot easier. Now, I don't expect my Lotic to do a whole lot of damage. Oh wow, that's a lot more than I expected. I expected it to not even be a 2-hit KO, and Scizor wasted its only chance to get some damage on me on Swords Dance. Yeah, the AI clearly still sucking copious amounts of ass. By the way, yes, you don't need to ask me about anything I know about Nymphia, but now is not really the time to talk about it, so I guess I'm going to come back to it when I revisit. I'm probably going to be doing the Dream Yard pretty soon, so that's probably what I'll be doing. And I was thinking maybe this was a hiker, so that's why I put Lilligant in the lead, but this is yet another repeat. This is the fisherman that's got a Finneon, a Lumineon, a Gorbis, and a Huntail. So I guess really both work, as long as I get a chance to give Lilligant some experience, because once again, sort of lagging behind, I really need to baby it. But when it gets a chance to shine, such as, you remember that battle against Caitlyn, just how much I absolutely molested her with a Lilligant with 4 Quiver Dances. Totally worth it! So, yeah, this is basically why I'm using Lilligant. I need to use it carefully, but when all else fails, just Quiver Dance the night away. So while I absolutely obliterate this team for the second time, something that I want to share with you that I have posted on my blog, but I don't think everyone who watches this reads my blog to begin with. You know how many of the Generation 1 sprites were absolutely freaking horrible, especially in the Japanese red and green, and also the American red and blue? Well, someone went through all the trouble of making equally horrible sprites that perfectly matched the Generation 1 style for all 649 Pokemon, and they even threw in some crappy Fakemon from 4chan at the end for shits and giggles, though I guess, well, crappy and 4chan, I guess one of these words really doesn't need to be said because they're just so redundant. And now, I put my Milotic in the lead because, once again, I'm trying to keep experience balance between my guys here, and especially since the Milotic's experience growth is pretty quick, which means it didn't fight as many Audinos to begin with, and thus has even less EVs than the rest, and fuck, tell me I'm staying alive. Yes! Thank you! So at least I'm going to be able to kill it with 2 more serves before I die. Good thing it's got Giga Impact and not Return, otherwise I would have lost in a 1 versus 1 scenario. Which, well, I can only thank, well, I don't think it's the AI at this point. It's really, the folks at Gamefreak that made up this moveset. Gigalith, I'm going to go with Lilligant. I know Milotic could do the job, but once again, I gotta give Lilligant every chance at easy experience that it can possibly get. And besides, Petal Dance has got the added bonus of being able to take it down with only 1 PP. Even though, you know, these are the Sports Dome, I can go back and heal anytime, so it doesn't really matter. But it's a lot more interesting in a dungeon filled with bull doors and stuff. And while it annoys me to do it so close to the end of the video, I'm really going to have to go back and heal because many of my Pokemon are severely injured and there's a double battle coming up, and I want to be ready for it, so I'll be right back. Okay, last double battle of the Sports Domes, and after that we're going to have a basketball player that we're going to keep for next time. Presumably, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do both battles. So, what do these two have? Scolipede and Gigalith. Once again, those double battles tend to use Pokemon that you see used by the athletes themselves. So, pretty easy pick there. I'm going to go for Drain Punch on Gigalith since, well, it's a 2-hit KO because of Sturdy anyway, and Stone Edge on Scolipede, which had Steamroller. Why am I not surprised that they went with Steamroller instead of X-Scissor, though, yeah, Flinch. That's why Steamroller is, well, that's really its only saving grace, because the damage is complete crap. I mean, did they think it was that good? Like, just imagine for a second, how much damage is that gonna do, though? Not much. But yeah, imagine for a second that they said, oh my god, now we have 2 moves that do double damage against Minimize users, so we gotta improve Minimize beyond just having more PP than Double Team. I know, let's have Minimize increase evasion by 2 levels, because Steamroller is such a good move. It's such a threat, even though it's on just 2 Pokemon, that it warrants it. You know what? Those monkeys at Gamefreak are so weird sometimes that I can totally imagine that that's how the meeting went. So, that's going to be it for today, at least as far as you are concerned. So I'll see you next time for the end of the Sports Dome, and we are going to go after the first Plasma Sages after that.